there was a group of pagan priests in the areas of Persia and at the time of Christ's birth. Historians say that these priests were known as the Magi. Think about this. They were known for their scientific studies, which led to worship the stars, the planets, and nature. These guys had idols, the stars, the planets, and nature. That's what they knew. That's what they studied. But most importantly, that's what they worshipped. That's what they knew. That's who they gave their offerings to. That's who they sacrificed to, were the stars, nature, the planets. You can also know that they were Gentiles and pagans by looking at the questions that they asked. See, a proper Jew knew where the Messiah was going to be born, in the city of Bethlehem. But they went to Jerusalem, which is the capital of Judah. They went to Jerusalem looking for a king because that's where you would expect a king to be born, in the capital. So what did these pagan idol worshippers do when they saw the stars? They sought after Jesus. Isn't that a pretty cool story? These people that didn't know anything about this God, but because they saw a star and they heard stories about what they were going to see, it led them to seek Christ. What an amazing testimony. Think about it like this. And I know some of y'all in here have people on y'all's oikos cards that you're praying for that are lost. And you might never ever see the fruit of their salvation. But let me tell you, if you continue in the faith to share the stories of the gospel, God's going to change them at some point. Because we don't do the conviction, or make people feel guilty for not coming to church or believing in Jesus. God does that. He spoke to these men because of the stories that they once heard. And it wasn't stories that they recently heard. It was stories from generations. See, the Old Testament scriptures foretold of the Messiah that would come to save the world, and the news of a king was coming from the Jews, spread throughout the entire world, and even in pagan countries, even in the midst of your lost friends that just don't want anything to do with Jesus, the gospel of Jesus still has to be presented. And let me tell you, when it's presented, it's known. And again, it's not our job to convince or make people feel guilty. It is God's responsibility. It is our responsibility to share, and God does the conviction and redemption.